Hello, fellow crypto enthusiast. Hello, fellow crypto enthusiast. I am delighted to welcome you to my channel. This is my first episode, and to be honest, I am a little nervous about how it will go, although probably it doesn't matter. First, let me tell you who I am and what I do in life. I don't give a fuck about telling you where I was born and baptized, and you don't need to know that anyway. If you're not an idiot, you'll understand. I'd better start right away with my crypto journey. I got acquainted with crypto in 2022, so to speak, due to circumstances that occurred in my personal life. It so happened that one fine morning, my life and the life of my family changed dramatically, and for certain financial and economic transactions, I started using cryptocurrency, namely, exchanging fiat for crypto, and, with the help of certain payment systems such as Revolut, transferring it to people who had the same payment systems. At first, I wasn't even registered on any exchange, as there was a currency exchange point near my house, and it was simply convenient for me to go there, get some cash, give it to the operator, and go on with my business. But once, after a slight embarrassment at this very same exchange point, I decided to open my own account and try to deposit money myself without resorting to the help of third parties. And that's when the topic of P2P transactions came up. I'll say that at first I really liked it, and you could say that it only took a couple of keystrokes and the cost of gas to get to the bank and back to the exchange office. But very soon this promotion ended, and there were so many smart people like me that you would meet all your friends at these exchange offices and banks. Realizing that this niche was coming to an end, I decided to try arbitrage between exchanges, using different swap platforms and DeFi applications on different networks. Again, I want to note that all my attempts were my first time, and I was quite clueless, sometimes making transactions without understanding where I was sending them and to which network, and then spending days looking for the money I had sent. Not finding any spreads in this arbitrage, having wasted a certain amount of money and nerves, I gave up on this crypto and went back to my old everyday business. I probably would have continued with my everyday affairs without getting into the swamp called cryptocurrency if it weren't for my friend who helped me master cross-network and cross-exchange arbitrage. Or rather, his call in March 2023, which changed a lot. Yes, you got it right. It was a call about an airdrop from the fucking Arbitrum. It turned out that when I, with my clumsy hands at the time, made transactions, I met the criteria for the drop and received 625 tokens on 3 wallets and 1,625 tokens on 1 because I made a good total volume and bridged from the main network to the ARB network. At first, I didn't immediately understand what these tokens were and how much they were worth, but when they explained it to me in detail, I was so surprised that for the next 4 years of my wasted life, I kept hoping that I would be able to make 5 clicks with my mouse and earn not $5,000, but $105,000. But as you may have guessed, all I managed to earn was gray hair. And now I've decided to create my own channel, which may help novice crypto adventurers save their money and perhaps, if the relevant authorities see it, punish those fucking assholes who just take and steal your time, health, and money. In the first video, I want to show you how all kinds of pimply, smelly SEOs and other developers steal money from you, and possibly from venture capital funds themselves. Also, before starting this mini investigation, I want to address these same venture capitalists and say that if they just want to throw millions of dollars into some bullshit for fun, I am ready to take this money with a 99% kickback to them. If you are interested, write to me. My contacts will be under the video. Let's get started. First, I want to show you how brazenly and unprincipled the L1 blockchain monad, run by a guy named Keon Han, is screwing people out of their money. Let's get started. Let's get started with our mini investigation. The tools I will be using are simple and as old as the hills: Dune, CoinTools, and DeBank. Many people know about it, but for those who don't, there is a wonderful website called Dune. It collects a lot of data from various networks and blockchains regarding activities, balances, and other information related to cryptocurrencies and crypto projects. In addition to Dune, I will be using a service called ct.app. Again, I think everyone already knows and has heard of it, but for those who are new to it, this service is like a Swiss Army knife for crypto. Specifically, in our situation, we will use the function to check the availability of funds in the wallet on the Ethereum network. I want to explain the choice of this functionality right away. In my opinion, one of the main criteria for selecting a wallet in Sybil is the absence of transactions on the Ethereum network. Since I know many people, including myself, who are working on a project and are deeply involved in the crypto space, you will definitely make a transaction in Ethereum, and you will definitely have some funds left there. If there are zero funds there, then there is a 90% chance that you are a hard Sibilator. Now, let's go back to the dune and find our board with a list of all the wallets that received a drop from Monad. Here it is. Here we see that there are 76,021 so-called unique ones. If we go through them all manually, we might go crazy. So to avoid that, I suggest taking a cluster of wallets that have the most identical rewards in tokens. Let's say how many wallets received, say, plus or minus 300,000 to 200,000 tokens from us. That works for us. Let's copy them and paste them into CoinTools. Perfect. 60 wallets have the same allocation. What else I like about ct.app is that you can quickly copy and remove unnecessary stuff in case of different text formats. So what do we have here? Ha ha ha, which proves that Monad is a bunch of thieves and clowns who need to be beaten with sticks on their hands. Out of 60 real wallets, we only have 21, and the rest are wallets with no transactions at all. The absence of transactions means that they do not exist on either the Ethereum or Monad networks. Let's check if they are holders of the NFTs for which they gave rewards. NO exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Well, let's calculate how much they invested. By now, you probably already know the price at which this nonsense is being sold, but when I was preparing this video, that hadn't happened yet. But for the sake of experiment, let's take the price that was at the token sale, 25 cents, and calculate a total of 60, 21 of them are normal, and the rest are most likely fellow teams, which is 39 pieces. We take 39 and multiply it by 280,000 tokens, which gives us 10,920,000. Multiplying that by the price of 25 cents, we get $273,000. And that's just one cluster, sir. I bet if we go further, the picture will not change in percentage terms. And this is money that was probably intended for you, the workers. This is money they saved on advertising, marketing, and much more. While you fool, work for a badge. It shouldn't be like that. And if, after reading this, someone wants to write that it's not worth a damn, let them go to an advertising agency or somewhere else where they do promotion, and let them say that they should do something for free. I would love to see them get kicked out, possibly with something metal up their ass. You have to pay for any work. And one more question. When did a great power like the US become almost a headquarters for scammers? Barachain, now Monad, all the CEOs and co-founders, as well as their accomplices, US citizens. And who will be next? I think we'll soon be asking old Gary Gensler to come back. I am sure that none of the bastards from the above-mentioned Web3 gurus have paid or will pay a cent in taxes to the state budget. And moreover, they will maximize their income from the state. Well, my friend, you can see for yourself that this is all a scam. And you don't need to tell me that this is investors' money and they will lie around and wait for their unlock. Whoever says that can go fuck themselves. They're afraid to give investors such a small amount. They decided to give out an airdrop because they always want more, greedy pieces of shit. To all this, I will add that these guys are even more cynical than Alexei Gukovsky from Ukraine, who, together with his friend from Russia, Voronov, this is without any political context, I condemn politics, re-registered their scam company called ZK Sync in January 2024, changing their German legal address to the Cayman Islands, and 5 months later, they happily and openly screwed over all investors for $500 million. But that's not what we're talking about. So, our greedy friends created wallets after they first announced the allocation. That is, when they got hate from the people who did the testnet, instead of trying to smooth things over, they decided to make more wallets for themselves. I was shocked, to be honest. So, in short, you saw how they're screwing you over, so to speak, online. It's a shame, of course, that because of developers like this, or those who stir up all this dirt, people's interest in cryptocurrency is waning. And it's not just about airdrops and drop hunting, but the whole cryptocurrency world is becoming nauseating. So that's how my video turned out. I hope at least someone will like it, and if the video gets feedback and is interesting to anyone, I'll make a video about the aforementioned ZK Sync with documentary evidence confirming that the Ukrainian fraudster who calls himself Gluck69 or 64, I don't remember anymore, was involved in fraud and evidence of how he stole from his own employees and fellow countrymen, threatening to send them to war. Good luck to everyone.